Today is Thursday, June 27th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, Tesley, Coney, NVDY, and Misty. Birds are out today. Full volume. All right, so Market Watch, always check out Market Watch, see what kind of articles they got, anything useful, but here they are. Complaining, I guess the 401ks look bad, people aren't saving enough, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's in trouble because no one knows anything about anything. But, it is the problem that, and they get into some numbers here. They said, I guess Americans believe they'll have 1.2 million to retire comfortably, and however, 46% expect to have less than 500,000. and 23% anticipate on having less than 250,000. But is it the amount that matters, or is it the person with the amount that matters? Meaning, do they even know what to do with that money when they retire? We're told, all right, get a corporate job, get a 401k, save all the money that you can, and then what? When you retire, what do? Right? You invest in index funds in the 401k, but you have to live off that income one day. What do? Does anyone even know? Right? They find a guy and the guy tells them. I think that's the bigger problem. Plus, they're not even considering what people have in their regular brokerage accounts. They just look to the 401k. And you know my thought on that. And you know my thought on the 4% rule. And that reminds me, I have to do a video about that. So anyway, let's move on. FYI, TSLY finally updated their website. So here is their distribution. They announced a 8 cents or 0.08177 distribution, ex-dividend date June 25th, payment date July 2nd. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff. Real quick, I did make some trades yesterday. I bought SFOL. I had a chance to lower my cost basis. Actually, stay tuned for how to retire on SFOL video today at 3 p.m. I bought YieldMax below my cost basis. My cost basis is now below $20, so I'm pretty happy about that. And then I sold another call on TSLY, this time for $9. So Tesla's been on a tear, as you can see. All right, now, oh my God, look at this. Tesley never gives me work, but yesterday, man, woof. Tesla went on a tear yesterday. It blew through all of their strike prices, and all two of them. And basically, I don't know, it was just bad. But on the same day, apparently, YieldMax probably thought there's no sign of it slowing down. So they said, you know what? This is an opportunity to close out the positions and roll the synthetics along with it. So what did they do? I'm not going to go through every transaction on here individually. We'll get to the spreadsheet, but in summary, they did the synthetic bailout, right? So they had 2 synthetics, and then they had 2 calls for the weeklies. They closed out the call for the weeklies, they closed out the synthetic, and they rolled it up and out, right? So we'll see what that looks like on the spreadsheet. Okay, first we'll go to Tesley. I've been so stuffed lately. It's crazy. Can't even freaking breathe. All right. So first off, they had the synthetic 180. They only had 1 transaction on that, actually. It dates back to May 1st. They opened it. And it cost them $10.2 million to open it. But they closed it yesterday. And how much did they make? If you look to the right, they made about $50 million, okay? Because on the buy call, they made 60 million, and then to close out the put, they made about 10.5 million. So for this particular synthetic 180, they made $50 million, which adds to the June profits. Okay, and what did they do with those 32,000 contracts? They rolled it up and out. Okay, so if we go here, you can see the 32,000 contracts went to a 195 strike, and they paid $50 million for the buy call, and they got a $45 million credit for the sell put, paying net $5.4 million. So here's the new position for the 32,000 contracts. 195 strike, expiration date August 16th, 51 days out, and they're already priced above that by 0.7%. So June debit of 5.4 million now gets added to the synthetic income. All right. So that's the first synthetic. The other synthetic, which is a 175, they closed out that one as well, right? So they had 5,315 contracts, and they got 12.1 million for the call, and they paid 1.2 million to close the put. In the end, to the right, column G, you see they got 10.9 million to close out that position, which again is good money. And you'll see June, that gets added to the June profits for the synthetic. So in the end, they made 12.3 million for that synthetic. They rolled it up and out to 200. So here's the contracts they added, 5,315 contracts. So they paid 7.2 million for the call, and they actually got a credit of 8.9 million for the put. So in the end, they got a $1.7 million credit for starting this position. Okay. And the new position, again, $200 strike, 8/16/24 expiration, and currently they're 1.82% below that. So it looks like they're sticking with the 2 synthetic strike price, which I have to admit I kind of like. So that part, I do like. However, is it a smart decision to close out the weeklies this early? To roll the synthetics this early? Maybe. But to Jay's point, when I did talk to him about this, they kind of have to do it at the same time, right? Because if they do it on one, it might not work out. Like if you do it on one and you hope for something on the other, it may not happen that way. So you have to take advantage. If you're going to take the hit on the calls, on the weekly calls, you have to take advantage of the gains on the synthetic. So again, it does make sense that they do it all together. But anyway, so that's the movement on the synthetic. Let's take a look at the weeklies, and then we'll look at, the summary of how it did overall. All right, it's hot as hell in this garage. Holy crap. And yes, I might sniffle because I can't freaking breathe. It's that time of season. All right, so what do we got? Tesla, in the end of the day, it went up 4.81%, which, it's not like massive, but it's a pretty good day. TSLY went up 0.94%. Obviously, they were capped. So, but still, TSLY is at $16. That's good stuff right there. So what's the damage in closing out their positions? Let's take a look. All right, so if you look here, we'll look at the 5,315 contracts. They had to pay $8.45 per share to close it, but in the end, they paid $4.4 million to close that position, and they lost $3.5 million overall. The other position, the larger position, 32,000 contracts, they paid $10.67 per share to close it. Obviously, a massive hit. So they had to pay yesterday $34.1 million. In the end, that's a loss for the total contract of $26.2 million. Okay, so that's the hit that they took. They took a hit yesterday of $38.5 million. Okay, and then they opened new positions that expire into next week, which is July 5th. July 5th is the Friday. The 4th is a Thursday, so I guess the market is open on the Friday, which is good. So they chose one strike, though. I split it because they split it on their transactions. I probably could have combined it. But either way, 37,315 contracts, 205 strike price, 4.39% out of the money. So they got 2 trading days this week left, and they got 4 trading days next week. So that's 6 trading days, 4.39% out of the money. Is that too tight? Well, how much did they make on it annualized? 45%. What's their IV? 52%. So that tells me that they could not go out any further because the juice, everyone likes to use the term the juice in the premium, was not there. Okay? So, I mean, yes, looking at this, to me, too tight. I would have taken less juice, but that's me, right? What do we got here? Outstanding shares did not move. Did not move. All right, here's the summary. Actually, no. Before the summary, let me show you the overall numbers for yesterday. I did put a little chart together for you guys. All right, so there were first look at the 5,315 contracts. They lost 4.4 million on the weeklies, right? They had to pay that to close it out. But overall in the synthetic, this is with the closure and the new one, they gained 10.9 million. So they made, right? This is adding the two. Yeah, adding the two. Okay. So they made 6.4 million on those contracts. All right. Again, this is after taking a hit on the weeklies and then having the synthetic bailout money. Now, 32,000 contracts, they lost 34.1 million, clearly damaging. However, the synthetic, they made 50 million. So in the end, they netted 15.9 million. So yes, we are capped, which sucks. So we lost out on that appreciation, right? But if you look at it this way, right? Yes, because everyone always says, and this is, listen, I get both sides of the argument. Because people say, I don't care if we blow past the weeklies. We'll make it on the synthetic. But, obviously, yes, we're going to make money on the synthetic, right? And this is clearly showing that, right? The weekly damage is, it's taken care of on the synthetic. In fact, we make money on the synthetic. So here is an example of where that happened. The synthetic bailout not only helped, but, we made a lot of money on it. But those synthetics, they were open a while and they had lower strike prices. So, but overall, yes, that argument is true. However, all I'm saying is, sometimes if we don't go as tight, like these weeklies, see that what it cost, 4.4 million and 34 million, that would have cost just a little less if we went a little further out of the money, right? And that's just, I understand, sometimes they have to do this and they have to do that. But sometimes my point of view is, why take as much damage as, as this if we don't have to? But, the argument can go either way, right? And that's the beauty of it. But in the end, like I said, I wanted to show the full picture because, yes, the synthetic is more than enough. We made $22.3 million. Look at this. We made $22.3 million. This is actual income. This is taxable income. This is, a taxable event that happened. So the money was made. Yeah, we got killed on the weeklies, right? We got killed. Now we have new weeklies. But we did make money yesterday. It wasn't a complete loss. Yes, you see the cap. Yeah, we are capped. But today's a new day. Today we have new weeklies. Maybe too tight again, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, hope that breakdown helped. Let me know. All right, so here's the recap. 30-day IV, 52%. Again, that's pretty good IV. Outstanding shares, 44,225,000. Losses. See, this is the problem. We had such a perfect month. Man, we were about to freaking have the best month on the weekly calls. And then, boom, one day it's just ruined. Boom, $5.3 million loss on the weeklies. But again, we got bailed out, so it's all good. So you know what's going to happen on the reaction tab. There it is. There's our bailout right there, the life preserver. Throw it in the water, saving lives. The weekly was drowning. Help me, please. And synthetic was right there to save them. And boom, save them and then some. All right. By the way, deck date is coming up. 6 days. All right, let's take a look at the numbers. June synthetic income, 58.6 million when all said and done, right? Because if you go here, right, what do we say? We added it up. The total for the day, the synthetic was 61 million, and we had some other, I forget what was in there. We had something in there before, but either way, that should be the number, unless I screwed it up. But it's 58.6 million. Short call loss, 5.3 million. So now we look at total net income. Total net income is 53.3 million. That produces $1.21 per share. We're going to ignore the short call income per share because it's a loss. So now for the estimate, we look at total income per share. So they could pay essentially $1.21 based on taxable, the income that they actually made. Will they pay that? Probably not. But I'm just saying, that's what they made. That's what's possible. Last month's distribution was 64 cents. So again, who knows? Estimates coming out this weekend. You guys know that. All right, so here's the new holdings. Again, 2 synthetics on, so same thing as usual. One call though. One call for 205 heading into next week. And we'll see. We still have 2 trading days this week. So, who the heck knows? It's just crazy. What crazy day in the Tesley fund manager world. And so that's it for Tesley. All right, let's move on. Who else had a trade? Let me know if I explained that well. There was a lot going on Tesley, but please let me know in the comments if I did well on that, if I did a little slow, if I did too fast. Either way, I just want to make sure you guys understand what's happening with the trades. Not only does it help you with your investment, but hopefully it helps you learn about options. And by the way, before I even begin with Misty, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to ask if you do enjoy this content, please remember to hit the like button. Yes, it helps the channel a lot. All right. So I know some of you forget, and it's fine. And not because I remind you at the end when you already clicked off. But I figured, maybe since I forgot to remind you in the beginning, I'll remind you in between funds. So anyway, let's get to Misty. Misty's the only other one that had a trade yesterday. The typical 3 trader, it's a buy, call, sell, put, sell, call. So they added 34 contracts to the synthetic position, and then they traded them right away. They sold a call, which expired actually July 5th after the 4th. And we'll see what that looks like. Okay. All right. They have one synthetic. It's a 1550. Let's see what it looks like when they added that position. 34 contracts. They only had to pay $88.46 per share to get the call, and then they got a 169 credit on the put. So you can see, net they made about $276,000 for opening that position. But why is that? Well, look at the strike. The strike of their synthetic is 1550, right? MSTR is at 1457. So they're 5.95% away from that. Again, this expires July 19th, 23 days away. So yeah, if they roll their synthetic, they would lose. They would lose money. Luckily, they don't have to roll it, right? They don't have to roll the synthetic at this very moment. So that's why they're actually making money adding positions. So perfect world, they're adding positions, making money, and then boom, it jumps up, and then we make money on the rollout. So let's hope that happens. All right, let's go to see what they did with the 34 contracts over here. But first, MSTR, how'd they do yesterday? Well, they went down 2.54%. MSTY only went down 1.63%. So, not a terrible day, but take a look at this week, man. MSTR down Monday, 7.52%. MSTR up Tuesday, 9.01%. MSTR down Wednesday, 2.54%. What a roller coaster freaking ride. All right, here's the 34 contracts. How does that look? Let's see. They added 34 contracts, 1540 strike, expires next week, which we said is 6 trading days, 5.64% out of the money. Oh boy, a little tight. How much does that yield? 113% annualized. Their IV is 86%. So technically, they could have gone a little tighter on those strikes. How do their other positions look like? Again, we have 2 trading days left. Well, there's only one that's in the money, and that's only 86 contracts. That's a 1435 strike. That's 1.56% in the money, okay? The others is a whole bunch here. All right, how do we do this? I'm going to go right from the top. We have 67 contracts, 1570 strike, 7.7% out of the money. And then we have 20 contracts, 1560 strike. That's 7.02% out of the money. And then we have 1555. We have 2 sets here. It's 1,740 contracts. That's 6.67% out of the money. And then we have not another. And then we had 58 contracts at 1550. strike, and that's 6.33% out of the money. Yeah, so scattered as hell, and it actually looks okay heading into the remainder of the week, but time will tell. Outstanding shares, though, they did go up by 175,000. This fund is always growing. There's interest nonstop. 30, although I have to say, I'm seeing a lot of people saying, I can't handle the volatility of crypto, right? They're selling out of Misty and Coney. I'm not seeing it in these numbers, but I'm seeing it in some of the chats, some of the platforms that they don't want to be a part of it, and they're selling it to get into YieldMax. And that's kind of what I did a few months ago, so I do not blame them. I'd rather have my crypto exposure bulked in a basket of funds, which is the YieldMax fund. Anyway, here's the recap. MSTY 30-day, MSTR's 30-day IV is 86%. Outstanding shares for MSTY, 10,450,000. Total net income from the weekly calls, 10.5 million. Total distribution $1. That's 5 cents daily income. Daily yield 0.16%. Annualize that, that's 59%. Again, not fantastic numbers, but it's okay. Here's the Misty fund manager, man. Again, why are they making that face? Well, you saw it. You saw what happened this week. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this movement. Do you blame them? This has been like they don't even know what to do anymore, right? Like, how do you play that? What do you do? Anyway, here's the recap for June. Synthetic income 1.7 million. Short call income 10.5 million. Total net income of 12.3. Now, we're getting closer to declaration date, and Misty is not making the type of numbers that we're used to. They're showing weekly income of $1 per share and total income of $1.18 per share. What are they used to paying? $2, $3, $4. What are they going to pay this month? We don't know. I mean, if I had to give a true estimate now, I'd put it between $1.50 and $2 probably. It's hard, the feedback when they go under $2 is going to be negative, which it shouldn't be because it's still $1 something. But I just know that is the case. The expectations on this fund it's so high that and the NAV, the stock, the price of this fund, what is it at? 29. It's still at 29. So even if they paid $2, it's not that damaging, right? I mean, easy for me to say, like, there's people that own it at $40 per share, I'm sure. So those people are like, all right, screw you, brother. But, but I'm just saying, for those of you that own it at 20 range cost basis, you probably don't care. But I don't know. To me, they probably $1.50 range, right? $1.50, $1.75. All right, outstanding holdings. What do we got? Oof. I mean, okay, I'm not going to talk about the holdings, but look at the blue. These are the scattered strikes, out of control. Losing my voice talking about Misty. And then the synthetic is in pink and orange. So, again, expires July 19th. We got some time before we cry about the synthetic. But the net asset value of Misty is $309.3 million. The NAV is $29.60, and the trade price is $29.64. Okay. Let's move on to the other crypto, which has a 260 synthetic, no trades for Coney. Their synthetic is not doing good. They're 17.47% away from their synthetic strike. They have 23 days to hit that. If not, when they roll it, they will lose money. They will have to roll this down and out instead of up and out. But again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so in the meantime, as Coney goes down, as coin goes down, hopefully Coney wins their calls. All right, yesterday, yes, coin went down 3.22%, and Coney only went down 2.62%. So yes, Coney is back below $20. Okay, so if you consider that the buying opportunity land, here we go again. It's been a roller coaster ride for these crypto funds. Some people just cannot stomach it. I'm one of them. I just don't want that. I don't want that ride in my income fund. I want my income fund to be a little more stable. Is YieldMax that? Sometimes it's not because they have a lot of crypto exposure. And especially like the day where NVDY and crypto dropped, like you saw it in YieldMax, right? I mean, I saw, that's why I bought it. All right, so where do they stand heading into 2 trading days left? The largest position, 25,735 contracts. That has a 237.50 strike. That's 10.68% out of the money. With 2 trading days, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I feel good about that one. And then they have 2,100 contracts, 222.50 strike. That's 3.69% out of the money. Don't feel as great about that one, but again, crypto's been on kind of a little sell-off as of late, so we'll see. And like I said, I'm not seeing in the numbers that people are selling out of Coney, and clearly that's the case here. We have 175,000 additional shares added, so that's crazy. All right, here's the recap. 30-day IV for Coin is 65%. Outstanding shares for Coney, 30.6 million. Now, weekly calls, though, they're losing money. They lost 26.3 million to date, okay? Reaction, they're kind of happy. They're smirking, the Coney fund manager, because he was, it's been, like I said, a roller coaster. They're happy, they're sad, and now they're like, yeah, we got this. I think we got this. All right, so synthetic bailout money, 87.2 million. Short call losses. Short call, again, weekly calls. How much did they lose? 26.3 million. So net income between the two, 60.9. So Coney shows $1.99 per share. Comparably to the prior month, $1.69. So they could match or even beat last month's. All right. So that's the good part about Coney. Will they? That's another story. So we'll see how this goes heading into the weekend, and we'll throw out our estimates, have fun with it, and you guys will say I'm right, you guys will say I'm wrong, but in the end, again, guys, it's all for fun. Watch mine, watch all the other YouTubers. It's a fun time, and make your own estimates. All right. All right. So what do we got? This is the outstanding holdings. Again, we got the synthetic. We know that. What's the damage in pink? All right, I'll show you. Don't look, but I'll show you. 130.4 million. Oof. Well, we'll see. Again, we got some time. And then you got these two hanging out. One cost 30 cents to close. Should they close it today? Maybe. We'll see what happens. Like if coin tanks today and this goes, again, like we said, if it goes really cheap under 20 cents, why not, right? Or let the time value expire, get every single penny for what it's worth. Again, they have choices. That's up to them. But that's why we pay them, so they can make that decision. Do you want to deal with that? Like, do you want to do these options yourself, these types of options? I do not. So I pay them for, this activity. Obviously, I do my own options. You guys know that. But to an extent, I also want to pay someone else to make money on options for me. All right. Anyway, net asset value of Coney, 602.6 million. The NAV is 1970 and the trade price is 1972. Okay, let's move on to NVIDIA. I don't think NVIDIA ever has gone last, but it's last. They have their synthetic 127, no trades yesterday. They are priced 0.47% below their synthetic. So this synthetic, to me, is just fine right now because it has an expiration date of August 16th, 51 days away. So no worries on that position. How did NVIDIA do yesterday? They went up 0.25%, pretty flat day. But here they are. NVIDIA capped somehow. It only went up 0.1%. Why? I don't know. Let's see. I haven't even looked at these. It's not really that capped, but I guess as it gets higher and higher, it gets kind of capped. Either way, whatever. What do we got here heading into, we have two trading, all of these expire this Friday, 2 trading days. So let's go down the line from top to bottom. 1,690 contracts, 142 strike. That's 12.34% out of the money. I feel good about that one. Here's the largest position though. We have about 55,000 contracts, 135 strike. That's 6.8% out of the money. That one should be okay, but again, you never know with NVIDIA. And then we have 1,100 contracts. We have 128 strike. That's 1.27% out of the money. Clearly, that one's in danger. But again, it's a small portion of the overall contracts. Outstanding shares, no movement on NVIDIA. That's okay. 30-day IV, 51%. That's for NVIDIA, obviously. Outstanding shares for NVIDIA, 24,825,000. Now, as far as the weeklies are concerned, they're losing money. They have lost 8.6 million so far for the month of June. But we'll take a look at that, how that compares to the synthetic net income. But first, the reaction. NVDY fund manager, pretty happy. Their calls are looking good for this week. Again, it's a week-by-week play. Did they make the right move? Did they not? So right now, again, they're happy. Again, declaration date is in 6 days, July 3rd, which is what? The Wednesday of next week, I believe. Okay, here we go. Payment information. Synthetic income, 69.4 million. Short call income, which is a debit. They lost money, 8.6. So we look at the net income overall. Again, this is for NVIDIA, 60.8 million. I had to say that for myself. 60.8 million. Total net income for NVIDIA is $2.45. So that is a nice chunk of money. Nice chunk. What are we gonna get paid? I don't know. $2 something? That'll be sweet. But what is the price at? It's at 29. It's below 30. But I don't know. We'll see, guys. Again, I'll do the estimates later. But we can have fun with it in the meantime. Synthetic, again, we're not talking about it. It expires in August. And then they got the 3 calls, the 3 strikes. Again, you see the one. It cost 8 cents to close. Let it go, right? Let it go. Let's get rid of it. As the day goes on, if NVIDIA tanks today, this goes under 5 cents. Let's move on. Let's get rid of this, and we'll play with it later. All right, but we'll see. Look at that. Net asset value, $737.3 million. The NAV is $29.70, and the trade price is $29.73. At least we're going up. We're getting closer towards that 1 billion mark. I will do a video about NVIDIA as I'll talk about them and how they've done since I've been tracking them. I don't think I've ever done that, but I will do that for this one if they reach 1 billion. I don't know if that's something you want to see, how they performed since, again, my coverage, just overall. You may or may not want to see that, but either way, let's see. Let's root for them for 1 billion either way. So, yeah, that's it. That's it for NVIDIA, which is all of them. So now that we went through the data, we went through the trades, we went through the standings heading into this week. Again, today's Thursday, so we have 2 trading days left. I always wonder if people watch my videos after, the next week. Like, probably not, but it'd be awesome if they did. If you're one of them, obviously let me know, and let me know what is it just for informational purposes, or I don't know. Either way, because I always assume these videos are useless after the day, after tomorrow. All right. Anyway, which is, this is not typical YouTube content. Not many YouTubers, they would make this type of content because it expires. It essentially has an expiration date, right? It's not evergreen content that's good forever, right? It's not a big thumbnail saying, look, watch me. It's just like a one-time thing, which sucks. So it's kind of stupid on my part. But again, it's like I think of it like a, not a talk show, but like a daily show, right? Some type of daily show with daily updates. But eventually this will be like a live show that I'll do maybe at some point. I don't know. We'll see. I could do it live at 6:30. Kind of like how I did it in the hotel room in New York City. I think people like that. All right, anyway, let's get to the pre-market data. This is as of 5:30 a.m. Tesla is down. Maybe I should have sold my last call. I have 100 shares left on TSLY. I was going to wait till today, but as of right now, it's down 0.7%. It's at 195. Tesley is down 0.12%. It's at 1601. Nvidia is down 1.19%. It's at 124.92. NVDY is down 0.71%. It's at 29.52. Did I just say that? I feel like I'm repeating myself. Coin is up. Oh, another up. It's up 0.51%. It's at 215.67. Coney is flat. No update. What's going on, guys? It's at 1972. MicroStrategy, MSTR, is down 0.26%. It's at 1,554 even. MSTY, no update here either. All right, whatever. 29.64 is where they last left off. Here's TSLL. Again, this is what I trade options on. It's down 1.43%. It's at 893. And then TNA, shocker, TNA is down 0.54%. It's at 3509. AMDY is down 0.3%. It's at 1660. AMZ is up 0.58%. I believe they blew through their got freaking poison ivy again. They blew through their strikes, someone told me. But they're at 22. Look at that price, man. 2264. They're up 0.58%. Love AMZ. All right, last but not least is Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin is up. What is that? Is that 8 for the $8? Well, $5? All right, whatever. It's up 0.01%. It's at 60,954. If you guys want me to add anything else to the update as far as the pre-market data is concerned, let me know. It has to be relative to high yielders, though. You know, I have no problem adding one that's relative to the content. But it can't just be like, you know, SCHD or Coca-Cola or something like that. Obviously, that doesn't make sense. The same viewers are not going to want to see that. So I'm trying to keep it all, you know, all in the same space. But anyway, that is the update. So again, if you guys enjoyed this content, I already reminded you. I know, but if you did, please hit the like button or the thumb. It's a thumbs up. It's not a like. It's a thumbs up button. So if you enjoyed it, hit that. Hopefully we'll hit 500 today. So typically if I do announce it in the beginning, which, you know, I kind of did this time, we'll hit the 500. If you have any questions, concerns, or want to leave some feedback, yes, I read all of the comments. Do I reply to all of them? No, but at least I acknowledge them. So if they have a question, again, if it is a question that you're actually asking me, then I typically do answer it. But if it's just like, just a random comment, you know, I'll give it a thumbs up. Or if it's a nasty comment, I'll just leave it alone. But yes, I do read all the comments. So if you have questions, concerns, or comments, please leave them down below. And I'll get to them as soon as I can. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. Yeah, if not, I will try again next time, right? So we'll see, which is tomorrow. All right, so today we can probably expect Defiance to declare tonight. Not today, tonight. Sometimes they just can't wait till the next morning because tomorrow is declaration date for Defiance. But typically they'll do it the night before. We'll see. If they do, I'll try to get that video out. What else? Again, 3 o'clock today, I have how to retire on SFOL. Again, those are just fun videos based on historical data. So let's have fun with it. Don't take it so seriously. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I got. As always, thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Oh yeah, keyword, duh, keyword. So what should we do? Let's just do frickin' Tesley, man. Because Tesley, man, it was a crazy. Was it a bad day? Was it a good day? Let me know what you think. But let's just say frickin' Tesley, right? They got bailed out. The weekly calls got blown through, and it's like a restart button. Boom. But they made money in the process. That's what matters, all right? So anyway, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, leave a comment down below, and you can write frickin' Tesley, okay? All right, guys, that's all I got. I'm running out of voice, but I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Later.